Welcome everybody, it's another edition of AOR. It is round 11 here, and we are at the Circuit Paul Ricard. It is France, and it is qualifying underway here for our 11th round. We have just 5 rounds remaining, and of course I believe it's 5 rounds remaining at least. I'll have to take a look at it, but yeah, we have 5 rounds remaining. So round 11, and F1 Racer looking to pretty much secure the championship. So 156 points is the max gap. Like, it's like the magic number, right? Or starting in, and F1 Racer has a gap of 142. So essentially, 14 points is the magic number, so to say, for F1 Racer, and he is looking to do that, looking to grab those points today. Beg your pardon, I just need to join the commentary box in Discord. It's the last thing I forgot to do before going live. But we are, yes, very much so underway. And it is our mate to start with a 1:32.47. You can see Gaps has put a time in on the mediums. He's put a time in at least. It's not a very competitive one, obviously. And so he'll be looking towards the back line. There is our mate here. 130.0, so 130 flat for our mate in this qualifying session. Pasty right behind. He is only 130.3. He's just started his flying lap. Over to Solid Ninja Snake, who is in sector 2. He's already got a lap on his tires, so Mulchian here is going to be the next driver up. He is coming through the third and final sector. Oh, I forgot to change the title. That is actually the last thing I forgot to do, is change the title of the stream, because it is not Belgium. It is not round 9. It is definitely round 11, and it is definitely France. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm definitely solid for forgetting something prior to going live, and I do it all the time in the CS, and this time it is the title. So at the iconic there you go. So the title should be up to date now. Let me just grab OBS and then grab the game. There we go. So Solid Ninja Snake on a 130.6. Looking at Persagili here, coming in on a 130.1. He's invalidated his lap, so we're going to go down to Max Duca, who's also done the same. And Iga down there in P13. He's got a lap valid on the board. He's looking for a decent time. We're going to get across the line. It's going to be in the 130s and 130.6. So Iga goes 5th in the Mercedes. And now that's, oh, he's had a little spin. He's going to try and get that back. Oh, it's going to destroy those tires. He's going to try and get that back into the pits. Outlaps incoming. Armin Teleki, and you've got Super Jesse as well. Armin looking for a better time than at 130.7. 130.6 seems to be a small gap between the top 3 and the rest. 130.6 seems to be the benchmark you want to break here with your second lap. Also have Gaps, who's on his second lap here, or his second qualifying lap, I should say. There's not a ton of time left in this qualifying session. He ran that very wide. He's coming around the final turn here in the final chicane, really, I should say, down towards sector 3. It's a long run, and you can really try to whip the car in. It's a really interesting turn, because you really want to keep it in a good line. That's exactly what he's done. It's very overcast here, by the way, in France. So you could expect the rain potentially soon. We'll see if that's... Oh, there it is, actually. The rain is falling in the middle of this qualifying session. F1 Racer's out, by the way. He's out of the session. And Gab's coming down, so F1 Racer not going to grab the pole. Persegili's also out with a 130.1. Gabs only does a 131.8. So he'll stay planted in 12th for now. Mulchian's on old tires. That leaves us with Armand here, who has just completed the first sector. Down to the chicane they go. The question is, how much is the rain really going to take effect? Oh, DRS is already disabled, actually, so that is going to really kill some of these times, especially for Armand here, who is hitting a DRS zone, I believe. Oh, no, not quite. After the chicane is not quite. It is only before the chicane, so he should be good to continue. It's only going to affect him on the straight down to the checker, or down to the start-finish. Question is, does he want to continue the lap? Or does he want to pit, knowing that DRS is gone? And this is pretty much the fastest laps that we are going to get out of this qualifying session. And no, he's going to bail it into the pits. It's pretty much done and dusted for qualifying. It's really been a flash of laps that came in. We were loading into the game, of course. This takes a while for this game to load on Windows 11, but nonetheless, it's really the qualifying session even shorter than normal. Very big flash in the pan as our mates decided to retire. All the rest of the I mean, half the field decided to retire because the rain is just going to continue to fall. There's only 2 minutes left in the qualifying session. So Solid Ninja Snake's going to have to try and hold on to it here. Nurse this thing back to the pits, but it's just Super Jesse, Phoenix, Iga, and Solid Ninja Snake left. Solid Ninja Snake's the last one on the track. And he's certainly going to be entering in the pits shortly. Jesse retires. It's down to Phoenix. Iga retires. Oh, I've had a skip. Yeah. Sorry. Taking a look at the task manager, if you will. It's only Phoenix that's left. He's in the pits. Time, if anything, will just expire. And that is going to be that. It is qualifying kind of done and dusted here. Very quick qualifying session. So yeah, 35 seconds. It'll just tick down, and that'll be your field. It'll be Armade on pole, Persegili in second, Pasti third. Solid Ninja Snake with a pretty solid qualifying. He's in fourth. Iga's up in fifth. Mulchian sixth. Armand is seventh. Phoenix eighth. Tash ninth. Max Duca 10th. Super Jesse 11th. Gabs will be 12th. And your championship leader, F1 Racer, will start at the back in 13th. Some incidents for you. That's it. That's pretty clean. Pretty quick qualifying session, though, it has to be said. And we'll be getting into the race shortly. Oh. So, stand by and await for the race. Should be coming in just a little bit of time. There we go. So, So here we go. Race about ready to get underway here. It is a wet one too. It is a very, very wet race. At least at the start. So, players taking advantage of the early kind of dry session in the qualifying to get a good lap, and now we await the start of the race. Round 11, 5 rounds remaining in this championship. Give me 1 second, I'll give you that actually. The rounds that we have left. So it is round 11 at Paul Ricard. Singapore Street Circuit is going to be round 12. 13 will be Jeddah. 14's looking like it's going to be Shanghai. And then 15 will conclude with Carlos Pace, otherwise known as Interlagos. Those are your final 5 tracks of the season. Formation lap underway. Everyone starting on the intermediates. There's your grid. Armate, Persegili, Pasti, Solid Ninja Snake, Aiga, Mulchian, Armin, Teleki, Phoenix, Tash, Duca, Super Jesse, Gabs, and F1 Racer. He's done it before, F1, going from back to front. Let's see if he can do it again. Like it's going to be intros the whole way. As the field looks to line up. There you have it. All of them ready to go. Waiting for the 5 lights. Here we go. There's 1, 2, 4, 5. And away we go. We're underway here at Paul Ricard. Arme getting off the line. Is it going to be him? Is it going to be Persegili? Arme gets off the line very well. Solid Ninja Snake as well. He's up in the 3rd. Aiga's up in the 4th. Persegili really struggling here. And as we watch him now, he's kind of tucked on the inside. Solid Ninja Snake could get by him here for P2 at the start. And it looks like that is exactly what's going to be done. Exactly what's done. F1 Racer up into P10 off the line too. Very good start for him. As he's fighting with Gabs back there for P10, but it is going to be Solid Ninja Snake gaining 2 off the line. Tash also gaining a position. He's up into 7th. Super Jesse also coming out a little worse for wear. He's down in P12. Now looking up on the inside, it's going to be Persegili, and it's he's taking a chunk of that curve, but he does make the pass stick. Have to give it back is going to be the question. Solid Ninja Snake might want to just take it back. He's right on his rear. He could do it. Remember, no DRS. It is raining a little too hard, and certainly Solid Ninja Snake thought about it, but Persegili not going to have it just yet. Let me hide the spectator menu. I'm sorry. So Persegili remains in P2. F1 Racer up at a P10. But it's going to be Tash at the back. It's also a pretty close fight. Look at that train that's forming in the back. Meanwhile, Persegili is trying to gain in on Armate. It's just 0.3 of a second. Maybe a little bit of separation. Armate's, of course, got his teammate. He had a little bit of a wobble coming out of that turn, and now Persegili thinks he could have a look. Persegili going down the line. He's going to take the outside line. He gets the fastest lap as well, and Persegili has enough to get by him before the braking zone, as the AlphaTauri takes the lead. 27 laps here at Paul Ricard. Persegili with the lead. One racer in the backside, by the way, side by side. He's left enough room, but it is going to be F1 Racer in the Ferrari, taking 9th off of Gabs. Gabs, a little bit of a wobble. That certainly is going to end any fight back from Gabs in the immediate. Meanwhile, Solid Ninja Snake trying to get passed by Iga. Iga's up on the outside here again, and Iga has enough track. He will get the pass done down into the chicane, and that'll be Iga up into 3rd. Action coming very quickly here at Paul Ricard. Mulchian in the Red Bull, trying to pressure. I believe that's the Alpine in front of him. No, that's the Williams in front of him. Armand. Williams wedged between 2 Red Bulls, so he's had to tap the brake there, and that's brought the second Red Bull maybe potentially into play in Mulchian. And there, Duca also gaining on Gabs for P10 as the final points paying position. Watching that one as well, but right now, Mulchian regaining. Persegili again with the fastest lap. Is this Red Bull tries to close the gap on the Williams? Not going to be done. That is a Mercedes going very wide in front. Ooh, the Williams looking. Armand was looking. He pushed the Red Bull. That was an awkward chicane take. Williams trying to squeeze past the, and he goes up on the inside. That's a wonderful take from Armand, who's up into P5. P5 for Armand. Meanwhile, in the back, Super Jesse trying to fight back into this race. He's going for P11 on the Alpine. Just not enough of a run down into the turn, into the chicane. And Duke will hold on to the position from there. Meanwhile, over to Tash. Tash now in this Aston Martin trying to pressure the Red Bulls. Also want to watch at the front Solid Ninja Snake, who is very close to Iga, trying to gain the position back. Mercedes is up into P3 off the back of that. Here's F1 Racer now also closing in on Tash. We're at the end of the 3rd lap. Oh, he's gone for the move up in the chicane. That is a ballsy move from F1 Racer, but it pays to be bold. He's got the position. Persegili again going purple, but F1 Racer going into 8th. Solid stuff from the Ferrari driver. Let's grab P8 off Tash. Now over to Passius. Trying to see if he can catch the Williams that passed him. The Williams, meanwhile, is all over the back of the McLaren in Solid Ninja Snake. Able to close the gap is Armand, and now Pasty potentially looking at just trying to reel the Williams in here for run, with the run down the straights, with the slipstream down the straights. That's a little bit of a wiggle. Potentially running a little bit wide there. Mulching right behind him as well, his teammate. He wants to let his teammate go through, maybe have a go. Mulching's the faster driver, we'll see. Right now he's trying to stay pinned to that gearbox of the Williams. Over to F1 Racer, who is closing the gap on Mulchian. That was about 5/10. It's now just under 4. Gilly again going purple. Getting faster and faster laps at the front. F1 Racer. This one does he decide to move on Mulchian, the first of the 2 Red Bulls. the chicane might be where the move takes place. We'll see. It's a very good line from F1 Racer. Very smooth driving. He could have the run on him here. We'll see. Sparks flying out of that Red Bull. No track yet for the move from the Ferrari driver. Also in the back, by the way, Gabs and Tash, two teammates very close to each other. We'll see if one lets the other through. That is your grid so far. Persegili up into first. Armade is second. Iga is up into third. Solid Ninja Snake remains in fourth. Armin's up into fifth. Pasti sixth. Mulchi in seventh. F1 Racer is up into eighth. Tash is in ninth. Gabs in 10th. Next Duca is 11th. Super Jesse 12th. Phoenix is at the back in 13th. That's awfully wide from the Aston Martin. Oh, he's got to be careful. Duca's right on his tail. That was very, very wide from the Aston Martin driver. Seems to have recovered enough here. F1 Racer still not found a way around the first of the two Red Bulls. Mulchian maintaining sixth position here. Are slowly starting to just reel Mulchian in. Trying to, at least. He's been able to the last few laps. It's gotten down to about just under a third of a second here. Just under 3/10. As Tash takes the first penalty of the afternoon. F1 Racer up on the inside. Does he have enough run? Oh, he's got a great exit off the turn. He should have the first of these two Red Bulls, and F1 Racer does. He's gotten a pass on Mulchian down into turn one, and at the end of lap 6, F1 Racer is up into 7th. 21 to go here. 7th place for F1 Racer. At the front, by the way, Persegili has led in spades. Absolutely flying. He's built up 1.8 second gap for him and Armate behind. Important thing to notice, it has stopped raining here. There's no more rain here in France. Does the track go dry at some point is the question. Remains front by spades. Here's F1 Racer now working on the second of the two Red Bulls here in Pasti. He's just below. Oh, he's going for the inside line again. This time at the start of Sector 3, not at the end. Side by side with Pasti all through this sector. And I think the Ferrari might have this driver. Oh, they both go into pits. Oh, they're both everybody's switching on to the softs now. Armate goes quickest. Oh, Tash got another penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That is brutal. is absolutely brutal. So our mate out. He is the race leader. Certainly you think he's going to be switching for softs in this next lap. Super Jesse up into P4. Does not look like he's not pitted. He remains on inter, so let's go to details. There are your drivers, some switching off. 5 are still out there, but a lot switching off for tires. Iga and Solid Ninja Snake went with the hards. Everybody else is gone with the mediums. Oh, Duke is down there with the hards as well. Phoenix with lots of quite a bit of contact there. So Super Jesse and the rest coming into the pits. That'll restore Persegili as the race leader as he crosses the line. And the first round of pit stops done and dusted. 8 laps in. One racer up into P8. Iga is still in 7th. Actually, Iga, he should jump all the way up there. And he will. Iga just comes out right in front of the Red Bull in P3. F1 racers up to P5 off the back of this. She in P4. His teammate is all the way down in last place. Oh, let's take a look at Mulchin, this Red Bull. Also got Armand in the back. Gab's making a pass for P9 on the track. That is over Super Jesse. Easy as you like down into the chicane. Now over to Solid Ninja Snake we will go. Mulchian in front of him. Solid Ninja Snake might have him in his sights. Also got, like I said, also got Armand to keep aware of. Solid Ninja Snake can't get the move done. Armand's here. He's in the back. Looking for a move on Tash. Duca gets by Super Jesse. That kicks Super Jesse out of the points. Persegili goes purple, this time on the medium. Super Jesse battling with Phoenix in the back now. Let's go to Armand, who's looking for this move up the inside of Tash, and can he get it done? Yes, he can. Not enough there for the switchback from the Aston Martin, and Tash is going to fall to P8. Armand has the move done. He does it. P7 for the Williams. Nicely done over the F1 racer who is pressuring third place. He slips out towards the outside here. He wants to go down towards the outside of the chicane, and he's got enough track. F1 racer is on the podium spots now. He's up into third. The pit stops helped, and just overall great racing. Let's put F1 racer up into P3. Nicely done from him. Look at Phoenix in the back, trying to fight Super Jesse for P11. These are cars trying to stay in contention for a point. Sagili again purple. Lap after lap, the consistency from Persegili has got him out there by 6.1 seconds. everybody else. Well, now it's F1 Racers lap. Inside goes Phoenix, but he can't get the move done. Super Jesse shuts the door. We'll have to wait for another day. See Phoenix here is maybe trying to gain on Super Jesse. Oh, Persegili's got it. Oh, our race leader just took a track extension penalty. There's a yellow flag over in sector 1 and 2. I believe Persegili ran wide. There's something wrong with the Persegili car. Look at the gap. It's now down from 4 seconds to 1.2. Problems with the AlphaTauri, as he takes a penalty as well. So, our mate given an opportunity now. If he can reel Persegili in. He's still fighting with Phoenix in the back line. Phoenix almost gets the move done. Instead has to pull out of the move. Next closest is Tash on Armin. Tash trying to close in on the Williams. I haven't seen DRS enabled just yet. I might have missed it. I haven't seen it. Pretty much dried out at this point. Passing on hards with the fastest lap of the race. Pressure from Tash. Armand under quite a bit of it. Where's he going to get the move done? Down to the chicane. Down into turn 1 seem to be the best places for overtaking on this track. You see Tash Persegili back to the fast lap. You see Tash trying to close this gap. He does have the penalty in hand, but still, trying to do it on track. Phoenix and Super Jesse, Tash and Armin have been the two longest serving battles here so far at Paul Ricard. Seconds open up between Mulchi and Iga as well. F1 Racers got the gap down still 5.8, but still plenty of laps left. 15 to go, in fact. Mulchi trying his best to cut the gap down to Iga. He might be able to do it. He's back down to with under a second. Monitor that as well. As Persegili continues to dominate from the front. Had a mistake, but had a big enough gap. Didn't cost him too much. Just a few seconds. Stuka taking a penalty. He's the fourth driver now with a penalty. Finding a lot of room. Cutting the time down though. And see what he can do. Tash now could get a good run on this Williams down towards turn 1. We'll see if he does. He comes flying down Less than 3/10 for the Aston Martin. He was thinking about a look towards the inside, but it's just not enough track there for him. So back in nicely behind the Williams. Persegili out in front. R8 is second. F1 Racer third. Still trying to close the gap, and now the sun is out here in France. The second part of the chicane, the second straight of the chicane. For the Mulchian, who has cut the gap on Iga. Now Mulchian looking for the move potentially. He's looking up the inside. Iga's got to give him the space, and Mulchian could have it. They go around towards the final set of turns. Oh, Mulchian just has to peel off there, maybe trying for the switchback. He's trying to go around the outside here because he has the inside line on the final few turns, and he doesn't have it on the final one. It's going to have to be the switchback. Red Bull's got a great kick off that line, and Mulchian is going to take P4 off the back of that kick. Lovely racing from both, but particularly from Mulchian, who was up into P4. Mulchian with lovely stuff on the track. P4. F1 Racer, the gap cut by 0.3. Just 5.7, but still a far ways away. Persegili has the penalty in front. Yellow flag sectors 1 and 2 looking. Don't really see any spin or oh, it is. It is going to be Tash who spun. Tash has spun. The front all alone, Persegili. Pretty quiet, uneventful race so far, aside from the rain, which has really been one of the key details here for both the grid and just the overall state of the race. Oh, I flubbed and hit a key, my bad. As look at just how quick this car is from Persegili. Oh, he's just got it absolutely dialed in perfectly across the curbs there, you can see, and just absolutely has this thing turning on a dime. That is as perfect a sector as you want to see from any of the drivers. Nailing sector 1. Now down to the chicane. Pit for Tash, who had spun. He's in. What's he got? Looks like he's gone with some tires. And he's going on to the mediums. No, he's going on to the hards. I beg your pardon. Interesting. Would have thought the mediums would have been the better decision here, although he might only have one pair and he's already cooked it on the spin. So we will see. Persegili leads the pack here. R8 is in second in the McLaren. He has put himself some great distance. He's racing excellent right now. He's put some excellent distance between him and F1 Racer, who has been maintained at a 5.7 to 6.0 gap in P3. Racer starting at the back, coming P3. Mulchian is P4. Red Bull got the pass done on Iga, but is trying to stay in front of this aggressive Mercedes driver. Iga in 5th, trying to get his position back. Just can't get any closer right now to Mulchian. So Ninja Snake is alone by himself, in front and behind, and in P6. Armin Teleki is about where he started. P7 for him right now. Trying to close the gap on Solid Ninja Snake in front. He's at least Got the Red Bulls who were all over him. He's not got them to worry about now. Max Duca is P8 in the Alpine. He's got a penalty. Super Jesse trying to get a pass done, by the way, has on Gab. So Super Jesse back into P9. Nice work from Super Jesse. Phoenix now is also in a points bank position ahead of Gabs. And they want to both stay in front of that Aston Martin. Penalties for 5 drivers of the 13 on the grid. As Phoenix here could put the pressure on Super Jesse. He's got a good run, a solid run, but he doesn't move towards the inside. He just waits on it a little bit longer. Let's see if he can get through this third sector without giving up too much time to the Romeo in front. Oh, that's a spin. Super Jesse spun. And he is down into, oh, he spun again. He's down into P10 off the back of that. All right. That's a bit harsh. That is harsh. That should be rescinded by the race stewards. Certainly. As nonetheless, our mate in front. What happened to oh, Persegili must have gone into the pits. Did he pit? Yes, he did. Persegili pitted. Oh, Gabs is retired. Gabs is out. What happened to Gabs? Gabs is out of the race. He is crashed. Is he going to prompt the safety car is the question. I believe he might have just retired by himself. I don't know. He's in the pit lane, but no safety car. Gabs out of the race, and it hasn't prompted the safety car. That would have helped a lot of drivers on this track, but instead, oh, it's Tashu's out as well in Sector 1. And I don't think that'll prompt the safety car either. So the 2 Aston Martins are out. The yellow flag in Sector 1 should clear shortly. And after the pit of Persegili, it is going to be our mate in the lead. Remarkably, our mate has the lead. He has not won so far this season. He has 4 podiums as well, 2 second-place finishes to go with the 2 third-place finishes as well. And now the only driver on the grid not in a points-paying position is Pasti down in P11. Question is, does our mate need to pit again? I believe our mate might be on the hards. He is. Our mate's on the hards. So he's got F1 Racer behind him, and he's been keeping very good pace with F1 Racer. Keeping him at about, it was 3.8. It's now 6 seconds behind. So the question is, can our mate see out these final 9 laps and bring home his first race win in AOR? Persegili getting by Armand as we have a bunch up into midfield here. Solid Ninja Snake. Persegili is wedged between Solid Ninja Snake and Armand. Armand was trying to put the pressure on Solid Ninja Snake here. Now Persegili trying to get back to the front. He is on the medium tires. Fresh mediums for Persegili. Persegili might have to run down here towards turn 1. We'll see. He's trying for it. He's going towards the inside. And the McLaren, Persegili, that's a 133.2. That's excellent. Persegili is going to get the move done, and he's up into P5. Mulchian is also in a podium position. F1 Racers up into second. Mulchian in P4 right now. Only has 2 podiums so far this season, including 1 race win and a 3rd place. No, I'm sorry, 1 race win and a 2nd place. Mulchin would love to hold on. He's got a lot of pressure from Iga behind him, though. 8 laps to go. The Mercedes of Iga trying to put something together here to reel this Red Bull in. Armand is also trying to close in on Solid Ninja Snake for P6. Let's see if both get their moves done. Armand a little bit closer to his. He's only 0.6 back. Iga about 7 right now. Seems to be closing the gap on Mulchin. Would love to hold on to the podium position here. Meanwhile, at the front, our mate still with a F1 racer. Is he pitted? F1 racer is coming into the pits, and he's going on softs. So Persegili going purple. He's in P4 right now. About 15 seconds off the lead. So F1 racer is going to take the fastest lap point away, but it's cost him a few positions as well. I might be banking on some of these medium compounds to pit for softs later. That might be an option. You can see some of the mediums here are on, well, it's only really one pair of mediums on 13 laps. That's Armand. He would gain that position back. F1 would go up to P7, but he was running in P2. And it just looks like he's out of, he didn't have life left in the tires. All the penalties are 3 seconds. So Persegili's got really on the track. It's almost a 17, so 16.7 seconds, but it's a 19.7 with the penalty. He's got 2.8 between him and Solid Ninja Snake in 5th. Iga's still trying to reel in Mulchin, who's now up to P2. Question is, what has Iga done this season? He's had no podiums. He is 1.8 seconds ahead of Persegili. He's got to hold on, and he's got 5 laps to do it. Persegili's on the fresh mediums, trying to reel him in, and he's getting a lot of speed. As long as he stays within 3 seconds, he doesn't take a penalty, Iga will be fine for his first podium of this season. F1 racer closing in on Max Duca for P7. He's already got it because of the penalty to Duca, but trying to see what he can do. Maybe chase down Armand. F1 racer is going to get the move done, by the way. So that is F1 racer getting by Duca. But look at this, Persegili closing in right now on Iga. We haven't even finished this 5th lap. It's been like 7/10 that Persegili's managed to chunk off this time of Iga, who is really, really trying to just pressure Mulchin. Mulchin also, his position could be under threat as well. Got to be careful here. Both of these drivers. Iga trying for his first podium position of the season. Where is Persegili? I'm not 100% sure. Persegili's in the AlphaTauri. I believe it's a newer driver because Phoenix is the highest ranked AlphaTauri right now. He's in 12th in the championship standings with solid points, 38 points. But still, this has been something else from Persegili, who has taken almost a full second off of Iga in the last lap. It is now 5 to go. F1 racer with the fastest lap, but he's really taken a chunk out of Armand. The gap was 5 seconds. It's now just down to 1.7. Is now Persegili looking for this move. Iga's got to try and play defense as best he can because there's not that much track left here. Not a ton of laps here for these two. Persegili going to take for the move down the inside. He's going to have it. The DRS is down for both drivers, and or I should say it's open for both drivers, and Persegili will get the move done. Now the question is, can Iga stay with him? 3 seconds Has to be maintained. He's got 5 laps to go. Coming around to just 4 to go now. The lap 24. Trying to stay with an F1 racer. Meanwhile, down past the chicane will get by Armand. And that is P6. F1 racer could be going for P5. He's only 3 seconds back of Solid Ninja Snake. Back to Persegili for a second. Iga's lost 4/10 through the final sector. He's going to have DRS. And he's going to hope to really use it to gain some time and try to keep with Iga. Phoenix gets a penalty. That is going to maybe bring Super Jesse in. I don't think it'll bring Super Jesse into play, given he's 10 seconds behind. Mulchian. Oh no, Mulchian with a penalty. And now Iga is really still in this. He has to stay with Persegili, who was putting a ton of pressure on Armate. Armate trying for another podium. There's a little bit of a wiggle from the Red Bull. And look at the gap. The DRS is open. And Mulchian trying to defend against it as best as he can. Lovely stuff. He's really using the ERS. And the Red Bull driver just gives it up here towards the end of the chicane. And a little wide there. But Persegili is through for P2. Had Mulchian not taken the penalty, you would argue that he was in with a shot at second place. Now Persegili could very well still snatch it. He is 1.2 ahead of Iga, who is trying to stay with. 4 laps to go. Coming up on 3. Iga's still on for a podium. Remember, he has not podiumed so far this season. Iga. His best finish, by the way, was a 4th place at Zandvoort. He has had 3 6th place finishes, 2 7ths, an 8th, and 2 9ths, as well as 3 out of the points. And he is a second off from Mulchian. He's got to stay within a second of Mulchian, at least get the penalty advantage from Mulchian. Can he do it is going to be the question. Solid Ninja Snake been passed by F1 Racer in the meantime, who has 6.6 to Iga. Super Jesse in the pits. That'll be points done and does it for him. No opportunity for them. That puts Pasty up into the points. Iga's got DRS. The DRS is just barely keeping him within a second, but this is going to be the tough part. The run down to turn 3. Run down to turn 3. He's got to stay close. He's got to try and have a tight sector 3 here so he can get the DRS on the front straight. We are watching Iga the whole way as podium position is almost just 2 laps away. His first podium position of the season. Armate, in the meantime, out in front in dominant fashion. He's had a solid race. He's also going for his first race win of the season. 2 second places and 2 third places for Armate. Persegili 13.7 back with just 2 laps to go. And Armate looking great for his first victory of the season. F1 Racer here is going to secure some vital points as well. The magic number is 14. He's currently on for 11, I believe. I believe he has the fastest lap. F1, because he had the sauce. Cut the magic number down to, I believe, just 5. Passi's down in 10th as well. His championship rival is down in 10th position. And actually, that would be enough. So, I beg your pardon. It would be enough for F1 Racer to win the title currently. would leave the gap at 152 points with 4 races left in the season. Iga's lost the DRS, but he's still within 3 seconds as they come around to the final lap. He's got to stay within 3 of Mulchian. And a final lap here. F1 Racer up into P5. He's got 3.1 to Iga. Can he close the gap? 3 seconds a lap. That is a lot to ask for. Iga's really got to stay with it. Our mate as well, who is having a bit of an easier drive, just trying to take care of the car. He's so far out in front that he's really just trying to nurse the car home. Down through the final sector we go. Our mate, 4 podiums this season, but he's yet to taste the checkered flag. He's yet to taste the top spot on the podium. And the wait looking like it will be no longer just a few more turns for our mate before he brings home what will be his maiden victory in season 25. A fantastic qualifying and equally fantastic drive and pit choice on the hard compound tires. Our mate wins the French Grand Prix. He is going to be the winner. Persegili, 12.1 seconds back, will come home in second place. A fantastic drive from Persegili showing real pace. Mulchian will be third, but the penalty will kick him to fourth. Iga will get his first podium of the season. F1 Racer, the big storyline, has secured the championship title. He is the AOR Season 25 champion, as Solid Ninja Snake will come home in 6th. Max Duke is 7th. Phoenix picks up 4 good points for AlphaTauri. A fantastic drive for him, considering where he started, which I believe was down in P12. Armand is in 9th. Pasty picks up another championship point in 10th. Super Jesse is the last to come across the line. He will come home in P11. Tash did not finish in P12, and Gabs also did not finish in P13. That is the end of the race. Fantastic stuff. A pretty, really a quick race because we didn't have a safety car. No safety car here in this one. But it is F1 Racer championship winner. And it is also Iga, his first podium of the season. And it is, I mean, it is our mate's first win of the season as well. Interviews are open. We'll see if anybody comes in for interviews, by the way. Our mate's got his first win. I'd certainly love to hear from him. I just got his first podium, by the way. So, of course, F1 Racer is the championship winner after all of that. So we'll see if any of them come in for the interviews. While that's loading, here's your standings. Going into the race, of course, and you can see F1 Racer here. The gap, 142 points. And he has secured 10, while Pasty has only secured 1. And that has put Pasty on 95. But F1 Racer will secure, actually he's got 11, so that'll give him 247. The gap will be 152 with only 126 points left available to grab. So that is nonetheless a championship for F1 Racer. As you can see here, let's bring it back to the game for the podium celebration, shall we? Our mate deserves it. You have it. Let's go over your final standings, of course. for the race. Well, I don't believe I might not get him. I think I'm being put back to the lobby already. Okay, well, there you go. So, over to the team standings, of course, Ferrari with another huge performance. Red Bull came in, the Red Bull drivers, which were Mulchian and Passio. Passio picked up a point. Mulchian, I think, finished P7 or 8, I want to say. And that gave Red Bull some more points, but not as much as that 11 from Scuderia Ferrari. McLaren picked up big points. They're actually going to be right on the tail of Red Bull now, because not only did our mate win the race, but Solid Ninja Snake had a solid race. I think he finished about P5 or P6, so some solid racing from him. You can see that's one of his better performances. And the Haas driver in Fire Dolphin, that's, I believe, Phoenix. Is it? No. I don't believe he showed. So the Haas is going to lose some points, or at least potentially some standing place in the standings, because the Williams driver, which was Armand, picked up points. It's a second points paying position. So Armand with some points there. Mercedes also picking up points with Iga, obviously in third. Rivershawn didn't show today. So Alpine is the next team down. That's Max Duca. He was down there towards the bottom of the standings. He got some points. And nonetheless, it is Aston Martin, the next team down. They picked up, they both left the race. And then AlphaTauri, of course, which was the Phoenix, and then the new driver, Perseguilio, came in second. That's a lovely stuff. That's going to vault him up the standings, of course. And then Alfa Romeo is at the bottom on 23. The two Alfa Romeo drivers, Super Jesse, who I believe finished outside of the points in 11th. And then Pedro, who did not show. So that is that. Let's see if we got any interviews. I'll type last call for interviews. As we see, we'll see if anyone joins. Give it about another minute. But that is your final standings. F1 Racer will be the championship winner. Passy picks up a point. Fire Dolphin didn't get. Mulchian finished P4, so that's going to be 12 points for him. That'll put him up 191. He'll be just 4 behind Passy, who picked up a point. Our mate with his 25 will jump up to 98. So actually, he should leapfrog Pasty, and that'll jump him into P2 in the championship. So our mate about to leapfrog 4 places into the championship lead. Solid Ninja Snake should jump, believe, Max Duca, but stay behind Mulchian. Iga will pick up 15 points. That'll put him on 69. So he should leapfrog Vaga, who's no longer in the league, and he should nestle right behind Solid Ninja Snake. Trokio didn't show. Rivershawn didn't show. Phoenix got 4 points. It's going to put him up onto 42, so he's going to jump Rivershawn in the standings. And these two are out, and he didn't pick up points. So Persegili picked up second place. That's 18, so that's going to put him on 30, and he's going to leapfrog from 19th up here to 14th, right between the two Aston Martin drivers. So well done from Persegili. So we'll see. No interviews. That is that. And that's going to conclude our coverage. We'll be back next week with, as you can see, the Singapore Street Circuit. It's going to be an interesting one. Next week, I believe we're good for next week. Yes, next week we'll be back with Singapore. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to the sponsors as well. SIMSOK, of course, for your endurance racing and comfort, really just comfort racing socks. Check them out, simsok.com. Driver 61 Sim Racing Academy. Big thanks to them for helping sponsor AOR. You can get a 25% off consultation session, pre-coaching session, when you use code AOR Driver 61. Check out driver61.com/sim-racing/D61-sim-racing-academy. And we will see you next week. Take care.